应该是2、3年才会有成绩表现，没有想到不到4个月，成绩卓著啊，人的良心换出来了。当时我们非常惊讶，人民怎么是这么好教的啊？就证明了2句话，中国人常讲的人性本善，这证明了人民是很好教的，就是没人教他啊。虽然呢，这是办了3年啊，由于国家政策的关系啊，我们最后还是停办了啊。那么将来呢，也有可能恢复啊。可是这个事情被我们但是李金友先生知道，他1个晚上没睡觉，第2天来找我，他说我们这个中心能不能不关闭？我说不可以，我们决定要服从国家命令啊。中国在历史上曾经有3次三武灭法，佛教徒都听从，没有反抗，没有意见啊。所以第2个皇帝起来之后，这佛教徒这么好啊，这个佛教立刻就复兴了啊，都被人认同了啊。所以我们不能够违背历史的教训啊，我们要接受政府的命令啊，我们做一个好公民、好国民啊。那么他告诉我的时候，他说搬家行不行？我说搬到哪里呀？那搬到马来西亚了呀。我说行吗？我不敢相信呀。啊，没有想到他向马来西亚政府教育部注册，好像不到2个星期就批准了。这个事情让我们非常非常的惊讶啊！所以我们中心一部分最优秀的老师都转移到这边来啊。所以我就常常想到，我2次访问伦敦啊，欧洲的汉学中心确实已经衰了啊。那么在全世界最有条件的就是马来西亚啊。马来西亚有600万华侨，它有1000多所华校小学，有60多个中学啊。而且呢马来西亚的华侨非常团结啊，他们的校长职工会我非常敬佩啊，曾经派了500多人到汤池去受训，所以他们对于汤池这个经验非常的丰富，而且呢热烈的支持啊。所以这个地区是最适当孕育中国传统文化再度的复兴啊。我们又得到首相的支持啊，还有前首相马哈蒂长老的支持，都是我们非常真心鼓舞啊。所以我们感恩啊，我们感谢真主啊，来护持这一个传统文化啊，让这个文化能够在马来西亚兴旺起来。马来西亚带动了全世界安定和平啊。我们当年这个办学成就之后，在联合国办了一个大型的活动啊，把这个成绩向联合国做出8个小时的报告，3天的展览，在联合国192个国家的大使代表都愿意到汤池去考察、去参观、去学习啊。这个是一震动的一时啊。我们相信将来应该是许许多多国家地区爱好和平的人都会到马六甲来学习啊。马六甲会变成世界和平的中心点啊。所以这个有真主保佑，有各个宗教的神明保佑这个地方不会有灾难啊。希望大家认真努力的学习啊。我们感谢首相啊支持，感谢马六甲的首长啊。 感谢马来西亚各级领导人感激马来西亚的人民我们共同来努力，希望这个汉学能够真正有成绩打出来，带给全世界的安定和平。谢谢大家，非常谢谢。
Thank you very much, Venerable Professor Chin Kung. And we truly, truly hope and pray that the dream of Professor Chin Kung and Tan Sri Lee Kim Yew will come true.
感谢施清空老教授对我们的勉励和期许。
Ladies and gentlemen, before we invite our guest of honor to speak, your host, Tan Sri Lee Kim Yew, has asked me to recite a poem written by our Prime Minister after his first 100 days as our Prime Minister, which really does have a lot of meaning for what we are trying to do here today. The poem is called Harapan. Allow me to read it. Di wajah suci anak-anak ini kulihat sinar. Di hati murni mereka terpahat sebuah impian. Andai sengketa membelenggu sesama, andai kerakusan menguasai kita, kemanakan tumpah harapan mereka? Karena di bahu kitalah terpikul segunung amanah. Di jemala kita terjunjung selaut ikrar, melunas sumpah, menunai janji. Ayuhlah, rakan dan taulan, sahabat dan saingan, lupakan beda, lebihkan menerima. Bertatihlah bersamaku, kita berjalan seiringan, kita melangkah sehaluan. Satu suara, satu impian, satu harapan, satu Malaysia.
在我们有请尊敬的马来西亚首相纳吉先生致辞之前，李金友先生请我转达一首首相先生写的一首诗。我们承载着孩子的明天和未来，为了他们的幸福，让我们求大同，存小异，一个声音，一个梦想，一个希望，一个马来西亚。
It is my singular honor and privilege now to invite Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Utama Muhammad Najib Tun Abdul Razak, our Prime Minister, to address us.
接下来，让我们用最热烈的掌声，恭请尊敬的马来西亚首相拿督斯里纳吉先生致辞。
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam Ikut Malaysia. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Ali Rastam, Ketua Menteri Melaka, yang saya hormati Profesor Chin Kung, Pengurusi Kehormat Malaysia Academy of Han Studies, yang berbahagia Tan Sri Lee Kim Yew, Pengurusi Malaysia Academy of Han Studies, ahli-ahli berhormat, ahli-ahli lembaga pengarah akademi, DT jemputan, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian. Lebih dahulu izinkan saya mengucap banyak terima kasih kepada pihak Academy of Han Studies Malaysia kerana telah sudi menjemput saya untuk menyempurnakan majlis pecah tanah pada petang ini. Saya amat gembira kerana dapat bersama-sama dengan tuan-tuan dan puan-puan pada petang ini yang saya anggap sebagai satu majlis yang amat bersejarah kerana ini menandakan permulaan satu usaha dan satu perjalanan yang sangat bermakna bukan sahaja pada Melaka dan Malaysia, bahkan untuk dunia. Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be able to officiate the groundbreaking ceremony at the future site of Malaysian Academy of Han Studies. This event becomes so much more meaningful because many of you have turned up to be part of this historic event. And I am truly delighted there is such strong support for an education concept that promotes not only education but also the practicality of knowledge and values education to bring happiness and peace to humanity and to the lives of people. Like many of you, I was intrigued by the notion of Han studies. What can we learn from the Han civilization and cultures that we do not know already? Can the ancient teachings be applied in today's society? Obviously, the answer is in the affirmative. Han is an ethnic identity that encompasses 94% of the population of mainland China, making it the largest ethnic group on earth. Historically, the Han dynastic period is considered the golden age of Chinese history. As such, the amount of knowledge and insight that can be drawn from Han studies is simply enormous. In particular, Han studies can provide philosophical knowledge on human conduct with a focus on virtuousness and respect amongst mankind, which to my mind is greatly needed in this day and age. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been said that the most important element in our lives is education. In fact, some leaders have coined the phrase education, education, and education. But I'd like to go one step further. It is not just education. It must be education with character. Because knowledge without wisdom, knowledge without values, and knowledge without conscience can sometimes be a very dangerous thing. Therefore, we need not only to pass to our younger generation, our children and our grandchildren, to educate them, to make them feel that the sky is the limit, to motivate them, to make them persevere, to make them want to seek and search for excellence. But we also need to educate them. We do not want an academic person. What we want is truly an educated person. Since I am in Malacca, and this is an historic city of Malacca. In fact, the Chief Minister reminds me that the whole of Malacca is a city. I'm not quite sure how he comes to that conclusion. But Malacca is historic because we can learn from the past history of Malacca. As a matter of coincidence, just before coming here, I officiated at the World Junior and Cadet Karate Championship. And the president of the World Karate Federation is a Spanish man by the name of Mr. Antonio. Just as well, he's not a Portuguese, but a Spanish or a Spaniard. And I told Mr. Antonio that there is a huge difference between the experience that we encountered in our history when Admiral Cheng He or Cheng Ho, he is normally known as, came to Malacca in the 15th century. He came with 28,000 soldiers and 317 ships. But he came with a mission, and that mission was to spread goodwill between China or the Chinese world and the Malay world at that time. He came with a hand of friendship. He came to spread goodwill. He came not to conquer, but to build a lasting friendship with the Malay Sultan then and the Malay people. He even brought a present in the form of a Chinese princess to be bequeathed to the Sultan at that time. But later on, the Portuguese came with just a few ships, maybe 3 or so ships, but they came to destroy, and they came to conquer, they came to colonize and to subjugate the people of Malacca. Therein lies the difference. We had the biggest power on earth at that time. Admiral Cheng He could easily have conquered the Malay world if he had wanted to. But instead, he came with a hand of friendship to trade with the Malay world, to build friendship. He had the knowledge to destroy us or to destroy the Malacca Sultanate at that time. But he chose not to destroy. He chose to work together. He chose to collaborate. He chose the hand of friendship. Why? He had the power, he had the strength, he had the resources, he had the ships and the men. But Admiral Zheng He and the Chinese people had the wisdom, had the values and the character. They believed that they will be seen as coming from a great civilization if they came not to conquer, but instead if they came with a hand of friendship. So that's a very clear example, a very vivid example, especially in the context of Malacca and our history. The difference, if you have power, you have knowledge, but you do not have values, and you don't have the right kind of character. I believe that Academy of Han Studies will provide exactly this, what is required to build a stronger and better society. Because societies worldwide are facing tremendous challenges. Some societies are broken. Some societies are indeed sick. Not even broken, but worse than that, they are sick. The Prime Minister of Great Britain, Mr. David Cameron, spoke in this manner in the aftermath of the London riots. And when he said that there are elements in our society that are not only sick, they are not only broken, but they are indeed sick. And that's coming from a country that is supposed to be the cradle of modern democracy. Even if you are democratic, but if you do not build the strong fabric of a society, you will get riots, and you will get the Prime Minister of the country calling his own society as a sick society. So what is needed is to impart values. I was given this book about the imperial compilation on the principles of governance by Professor Chin Kung when he came to my house recently with Mr. Elmer Tan. And he told me that I should study this, and it will help me as a leader of the nation. He told me that the important thing about leadership is that we must develop a certain values as a leader, amongst which is that you must show sincerity, respect, and humility. These are some of the teachings of the great Chinese civilization that we can learn from them. We should not be too arrogant or self-conceited to want to learn from others, especially when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ himself said, "Seek knowledge even to China. And that saying enjoins us to learn about how great civilizations have developed over centuries. And these are values that leaders, ministers and officials need to show, because that will help us execute sound policies for the benefit of the people. Then that's exactly what I had in mind when I championed the concept and philosophy of One Malaysia People First Performance Now. I believe that if all Malaysians come together, if we work together, and we feel that we are part of a bigger family, and we have one vision, and we have a sense that we are one people, one nation, one Malaysia, then Malaysia is well on its way to becoming a great nation. I believe there is greatness in store for us, for all Malaysians. We are a blessed nation. God has given us so much. Let us put to good use the fortune that we have been bequeathed by God, by showing that we as Malaysians can rise above some of the problems that can make us feel that we are apart from one another. Let us try to break down the walls that separate us. Let us try to join hands, because there is so much we can show the world. Master Chin Kung said in his speech that this Academy of Han Studies is not about Malacca, it's not about Malaysia, it's about the world. It's about how we can put this Academy of Han Studies in Malaysia, in Malacca, and have it as a beacon of light for all humanity. Let all Malaysians show the world. Let us show the way. And in our society, multi-ethnic, multiculturalism, multi-religious society, but we can all come together as one Malaysia. So I am delighted that is beginning of the establishment of this Academy of Han Studies. I believe it will be like a magnet. It will attract scholars from all over the world. They will study about the Chinese civilization, its history, but at the same time, we will also study about Malaysia and the Malaysian people. We will foster deeper links between the Chinese world and the Malay world. And rightfully, it should be cited in Malacca, because Malacca is where it all began. for Malaysia. I believe with the right set of values, the right attitude, the right worldview, and a positive outlook towards life, no obstacle cannot be surmountable. We can overcome all challenges if we Malaysians join hands together, if we close ranks, if we believe in the concept of one Malaysia, if you throw your weight behind the government today, I promise you, I will deliver a better future for all Malaysians. Thank you. 谢谢. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Prime Minister. We can ask you to just remain on stage, please, before you return to your seat.
感谢首相先生。
Dr. Sri, before we invite you not to remain, not to return to your seat yet, because we are now going to invite the Venerable Professor Chin Kung to create a calligraphy, especially to commemorate this event, and we invite all our guests on stage to observe the Master.
接下来，让我们恭请主席台上就座的各位贵宾共同见证。恭请马来西亚名誉主席释净空老教授为马来西亚汉学院题写校名。好，莲花。好，我们主席台上的莲花正在盛开。
And now we'd like to invite our Prime Minister to place his seal on this calligraphy painting as a mark of his endorsement for the Academy.
为了表达对马来西亚汉学院的支持，马来西亚首相拿督斯里纳吉先生接下来将亲自为马来西亚汉学院校名题字授印。
We need the microphone.
我同意。
There you is, Saya Sokong. Yang Berhormat Perdana Menteri.
让我们
memberi pengiktirafan.
让我们共同记住并见证这历史性的一刻。
There you are, ladies and gentlemen, the Malaysian Academy of Han Studies.
这就是我们马来西亚汉学院的校名题字。
Terima kasih. Thank you to our Prime Minister.
感谢纳吉首相。
And we now like to invite our guests to move to the center of the stage, where we will invite the Venerable Professor Chin Kung to present a gift of appreciation to the Prime Minister. We actually have two gifts, Dr. Sri. The first is a traditional Chinese musical instrument called the pipa, which symbolizes that we must always seek the moderate way. If the strings are too tight, it will break. If they are too loose, it cannot be played. There will be no sound.
马来西亚汉学院名誉主席释净空老教授向纳吉首相赠送纪念品琵琶，代表着我们凡事要持中道，不能过紧，也不能过松。
The second gift is a scroll with paper, the art of paper cutting, done by the Muslim community in Ningxia in China. And this message is luck and blessing.
另外一幅来自来自回族的剪纸，一幅福字。来自中国宁夏的回族剪纸。
Thank you very much, Ahmad Muhammad. And now we invite all 7 of our guests on stage to move now to the podium for the official groundbreaking ceremony of the Malaysian Academy of Han Studies.
接下来有请主席台上的全体嘉宾移步到马来西亚汉学院模型展台。请全体起立。
And we would like to invite our Prime Minister and Professor Chin Kung to press the button together to officially do the groundbreaking ceremony.
接下来让我们恭请马来西亚首相拿督斯里纳吉先生和施金空老教授亲自启动马来西亚汉学院模型。